Jay, how important is this win beyond the fact it sends you to either Calgary or Dallas in the big picture going forward?
Terry, I'll answer your question in 1 second. Before I get started, I just wanted to congratulate Dustin Brown on a heck of a career. He's a champion, played his last hockey game tonight, and I was proud that I got to witness his last game. I'd also like to congratulate the Los Angeles Kings in their leadership under Luc Robitaille, Rob Blake, Todd McClellan, Trent Yanni, and their player leadership, including Anze Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Philip Deneau, and Jonathan Quick. I thought that was a heck of a series, just an absolute heck of a series, and it's a credit to both teams for playing as hard as they did. Now, getting back to your question, as we move forward here, I think for our team, that series pushed us in a certain way that made us grow. And we learned a lot about ourselves over these last 2 weeks. And the price that needs to be paid to have success at this time of year. I'm proud of our group and looking forward to moving on to round two, whoever that is against.
Can you detail the specifics, particularly in terms of limiting the A chances or whatever for Los Angeles, the way your team, despite the fact that the puck wasn't going in, was so disciplined in detail all the way through?
Yeah, I thought we tried to put an emphasis on playing the game tight, making sure that our numbers were tight. There wasn't big separation between our players. Ever since Dave Manson and I have come up from Bakersfield, our work back to our end has been a real focal point for our team, being organized in how we work back to our own end. And thought tonight, in one of the most pressure-filled situations of our year, and in fact, in the last two elimination games that we were facing, we had habits that held up under pressure. And that's a good sign for us as we move forward.
Jay, have you ever seen a more impressive set of back-to-back games by an individual player than the two that Connor McDavid put together in the last couple of games?
No.
Why?
Well, I mean, you guys were witness to what I was witness to. I just had a nice level seat. For me, I remember when he cracked 100 points, and then he set a career high in points this year, and so many great individual highlights. And the one thing I kept going back to is that he's driven to win. He's a fantastic teammate. He's a leader who leads by example, and I'm happy for him. Two really, really good hockey games on his part.
Leon and Mike both said that they could see it in his eyes tonight. Mm-hmm. Did you see it either before the game or on the bench early on that he was going to bring it?
Yeah, I did.
Jay, you had a lot of players. Obviously, your great players were your best players, but defensively the last few games, there's a few guys like Tyson Barrie isn't necessarily notable, but you guys were giving him a lot of defensive zone stars. Can you just talk about your defense core specifically and certain guys like that, like putting Kulak and Barrie out consistently in D-zone starts?
Yeah, I think, when you come into a new program, which Dave and I did, we didn't come in with any preconceptions about anybody. I had experience with players that we've had in the American League or guys that I had been around up in Edmonton, but we wanted to coach with our eyes and give people opportunities, fair opportunities, and allow them to show us what they could do and couldn't do. And I think I've said it over the last 3 months. I think we got really good players. We're bullish on our players. We think we have the necessary ingredients in that dressing room that can play against any team, any individual, and as coaches, we try and trust our players.
You guys were leading, and you never really sat back. Was that because sometimes a team will sit back when they have a lead, and sometimes it's subconscious. It's not like you tell a team to do it. But what impressed you about the fact your team just kept going, and then Yamamoto hits a goal post, and Archibald gets stopped in a breakaway, and sometimes that might deflate your team, but it didn't.
No, I think that's the mindset we wanted to have. Yesterday we had a really good meeting to set us up for today, and we talked about hunting the game. We wanted to hunt the game. We didn't want to sit back on our heels. We want to be on our toes and get after this game. And when we come up with a game plan, it's not for 10 minutes. It's not for 20 minutes. It's for the full 60 minutes. So that's a mindset that we try and coach.
This organization's always been pretty good playing 5-4 hockey. Connor McDavid said in here after Game 5, 4 goals got to be enough to win a playoff game. I know you've been working on defense, and the numbers have been great since you got here. But is there a bit of a metaphor to the fact you win this game 2-0 and it's a defensive, you pitch a no-hitter here?
Yeah, I thought there was numerous games down the stretch, big games, where we saw a lot of really good signs against good hockey teams, and that prepared us for these type of moments. Last game we won 4-2, but that was an excellent defensive game as well. And then tonight to finish it off with a 2-0 win, it's a credit to the self-sacrifice. It's a credit to their work for each other. It's a credit to Mike Smith for coming up big when we needed him. And, I think our mindset now is to enjoy this tonight and kind of recalibrate tomorrow. It'll be a day off for our players, and by the end of the evening, we'll know who our next opponent is.
On Leon, look, everybody's playing. There's lots of guys that are nicked up, banged up, but he's obviously gifted. He's improved his shot. He's as good on his back end as anybody in the league. But it's his competitiveness and his desire as a player. There's other guys that maybe wouldn't have been able to play in that situation.
Yeah, he's a warrior, just an absolute warrior. He's a big, strong guy who, like Connor, is driven to win. I think that type of mindset, when you see people play through stuff, is contagious. And they were a big reason, huge reason why we're at where we're at, which is we're advancing to round number 2.
Jay, do you get a sense of how big this win is? You're the last time this team advanced to the second round. It's been 5 years. Do you get a sense of, you got to get over this hump to get to the second round? Do you get a sense of how big this win was for the franchise?
Yeah, I think it's an important win. I don't think we're planning on stopping here. We're trying to get some rest and some regeneration and prepare for the next challenge. And for me, we said this to our group yesterday. We didn't come this far just to come this far. We're here to progress and continue to move our needle forward.
Jay, what's it like to coach in this kind of an atmosphere?
It's a dream come true for me. The atmosphere, obviously, the city of Edmonton's behind us. The rink was electric today. But for me, I enjoy when teams come together and really, really lay it on the line for each other. That's where I get my juice. It's why I do what I do, and I'm thankful for the people I get to work with and for the hard effort of our players, because we know that anything worthwhile is achieved through hard effort, and I think we saw that tonight. Thanks, guys.